A Muslim leader in India has been charged with culpable homicide after organizing a mass gathering that led to a surge in COVID-19 infections. At least 1,000 cases have been linked to the event last month at the Tablighi Jamaat headquarters in Delhi. And that's the same group that organized a similar gathering in Malaysia, linked to hundreds of infections in this region. The number of cases across India has risen by 30% over the last 2 days and now exceeds 12,000. The country has been divided into color-coded zones depending on the level of infection. 6 major cities including Delhi, Chennai and Mumbai have been designated red zones. Neha Punya joins us from New Delhi right now. Neha, so Indian authorities have ramped up charges against the Tablighi Jamaat leader. What have investigations found?
Mohammad Saad Khandalvi was initially booked for violating a government order that banned the holding of large gatherings, but now they say they have enough evidence to book him for culpable homicide, not amounting to murder. And if these charges against him are proved, he could face a maximum jail term of up to 10 years. Now, authorities say there are several reasons why these charges have been ramped up. One, they say nearly 70% of all the cases, all COVID-19 cases in Delhi are linked to that one Tablighi Jamaat event that was held in early March. They're also saying that several people who attended that gathering have also since died, something that they're blaming on the Tablighi Jamaat leader. And they're also saying that the organization did not take adequate precautions when they held that large gathering with many people staying in cramped quarters. And they're saying that they put the lives of all those who attended at risk, and also other Indian citizens that these members interacted with over the course of the entire month of March. Now, Tablighi Jamaat says that they couldn't let a lot of those members leave back in March because the government had imposed a 3-week-long strict lockdown. And also in their defense, they say that when that religious gathering was held in early March, the government had categorically said that there was no health emergency in the country. Meanwhile, the Modi government is also facing criticism for fanning communal tension by blaming the spread of COVID-19 in India to the extent that it has on this particular Muslim group.
And how major Indian cities have been tagged as red zones for infection. What does this designation mean?
We're seeing a rapid and exponential rise in COVID-19 cases in India, and what this color coding essentially does is allows authorities to focus their attention on mitigating the spread of COVID-19 in areas that really need it. Red zone essentially implies any area that has the highest rate of infections. In these zones, there are about 170 districts that have been identified as red zones, and nearly all major Indian cities have been categorized as red zones as well. In these areas, there have been containment zones set up. In these zones, you have residents of that area not being allowed to step outside their homes for any reason. Health officials are going from door to door to conduct surveys and check on people. They're also testing people for COVID-19 as well as other influenza-related illnesses. And the government says the idea is that for the next 28 days, if there are no new cases of COVID-19 in these red zones, they will be downgraded to become green zones, which essentially means that in these hotspot areas, the lockdown will continue even beyond May 3rd, which is the deadline for the current lockdown extension announced by Prime Minister Modi earlier this week. There are also 200 zones that the government is closely watching. This is in 200 districts that they say could become potential hotspot clusters for COVID-19.
Okay, many thanks for that update. Neha Punya speaking to us from New Delhi.